Kelsey. Today we've got a 30-minute or so energizing yoga flow. It'll be pretty fast-paced, kind of get you up and moving pretty quickly here. We do have a Spotify playlist that I'll link down below. You can get it all set up, pause the video. We'll go ahead and start it at the exact same time just so that we are in sync. There is part of class where we will be flowing with the beat of a song, so it may or may not line up exactly. You can also totally disregard it if listening to music while you flow is not your thing. That's fine. You won't need anything but yourself today. Maybe a yoga mat if you have one. Cool. If not, that's fine. Grab your water and we will get started in just a moment. Cool. So if you are doing the Spotify playlist, we'll go ahead, get that all set up, and we will start in 3, 2, 1. Pressing play here. We're going to start off our class in a child's pose. So maybe letting those knees come out wide, toes can come together, sink your hips back. Allow those hands to walk all the way out in front of you. Forehead can come down to the mat. Just taking a breath here for a moment. Letting go of anything that you don't need right now, that's not going to help you or serve you in this practice. Please, shaking the head side to side, massaging that temple. And on your inhale, start to walk those fingertips back. Let the right arm rise up towards the ceiling. And exhale, threading it underneath the left. The palm can face up or down. Your right cheek can come to the mat or your forehead. Take a deep breath here, filling up as much as you're able to in this position. And exhale, let it go. Next inhale, walk those left fingertips back, right arm rises. Placing it down next to the left, swap it up. Inhale, left arm rises. And exhale, threading it through. Palm can face either direction. Next inhale, walk those right fingertips back, left arm rises once more. Placing that left hand back down. Walk those fingertips out a little bit further, maybe lifting the wrists up. Cupcaking the fingers, swaying side to side. Releasing those hands back down on your inhale. Start to peel yourself forward. Letting your hips drop. Toes can come back towards your glutes, opening the chest. And exhale, bringing it back to child's pose. Taking this a couple more rounds with your own breath, starting to get into the spine. Taking this last round here, we'll meet back in child's pose. And on your inhale, lifting up, this time meeting in a tabletop position. Hands are stacked directly under your shoulders, knees are under your hips. Start to drop the belly, opening the chest up, tapping into cow. I always forget which one's cat, which one's cow. Starting to reverse, taking an exhale, pressing through the palms, rounding the spine. This one for sure is cat. Inhale, opening up. And exhale, pulling it all in. Take one more round here. Coming back to a neutral spine. Walk your hands about one palm print out in front of where they were. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, meeting in downward facing dog. First one of the day, maybe, first one of the class. Take your time here. It's okay if you have a deep bend in the knees. Pedaling out the feet. Maybe lifting up both heels and then releasing them down. One more breath here. On your next inhale, lift both heels. exhale, bend the knees, gaze forward. Then take some baby steps up to the front of your mat. Try and go as tiny steps as you can until you can't anymore. Inhale, coming to a halfway lift, reaching the crown of your head forward. And exhale, fold. One more like that. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. On your next inhale, bend the knees, rising all the way up, reaching your arms up overhead. On your exhale, cactus out the arms, lifting the chest, opening up. Inhale, arms rise. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step your feet back, meeting in a high plank position. Feeling that core engagement, pressing through the palms, feeling that separation through your shoulder blades. One more breath here. And on your exhale, allow your knees to drop down. Lower all the way down onto your stomach. On your inhale, start to lift the chest up, coming into a baby cobra. There shouldn't be any weight in your hands here, or very little. Maybe you even lift them up, keeping that neck, that spine neutral, only gazing maybe a foot or a couple inches out in front of you. And on your next exhale, slowly release down. This time pressing your palms right along your chest. On your inhale, start to push yourself up, coming into a full cobra, if you feel ready for it. And exhale, lower all the way down. Feeling free to take either of those options. You're on your next inhale, lift yourself all the way up, upward facing dog, turning those elbow creases towards the front of the room, front of the mat. Only the tops of your feet are touching. And on your exhale, start to lift your hips up, maybe rolling over your toes if that feels good. Take a breath here, pedal out the feet. And on your next inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, bend the knees, gaze forward. Step or float to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Anyone remember the song? Inhale, reach your arms all the way up overhead, taking a big stretch here. Exhale, cactus out the arms, lifting the chest. Inhale, arms rise. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come to a halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step or hop back. Take your flow, whatever that looks like for you. Maybe you come into a traditional chaturanga. Arms are just at 90 degrees. And meeting back and downward facing. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, bend the knees, gaze forward. Travel to the front. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rising all the way up. Exhale, take those cactus arms once more, lifting that chest up. Inhale, arms rise. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step or hop back. Take your flow. Opening up. And back to downward facing. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, bend the knees, gaze forward. Travel to the front. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rising all the way up, and on your exhale, this time we will sink down into a chair pose. Holding it here, feel that strength. Feel yourself starting to wake up, that body starting to wake up. Keep all the weight in your heels. Maybe even lifting your toes up. Check in with that tailbone, start to pull it in. You don't want it to be sticking way out. Sink a little bit deeper. One more deep breath here. One inhale. And exhale, fold. Okay, that is 2 breaths. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step or hop back. Take your flow. Opening up. And meeting in downward facing dog, stay here. On your inhale, lift the right toes towards the sky. Bend that right knee, keeping your hips squared towards the mat. Start to take some knee circles here. Going in one direction and then reversing. Maybe getting some hip pops or cracks out. Inhale that right leg high. Exhale, step it all the way through, gently placing that right foot down between your hands. Inhale lifts you up, crescent lunge, arms up overhead. And on your exhale, left heel comes down, warrior two. Those left toes are pointing towards the long edge of the mat, energetically reaching through both fingertips, bending into that front right knee. Flip the front right palm, reaching forward on your inhale, exalt it back. Right arm reaches towards the back wall. And on your exhale, cartwheel those hands down to frame the right foot. Drop the left knee down. Start to send your hips back, coming into a runner's lunge. Left toes can stay tucked, or you can release. Flex the right toes. Allowing yourself to fold on that exhale. One more breath here. On that exhale, start to bend into that right knee. Walk that right foot to the outside edge of the mat. Hands come on the inside of that right foot. You can stay right here in this lizard lunge, or go for a quad stretch here by bringing that left heel towards your glute. Right hand's gonna reach up and around to grab onto it. Or if you're right here, that's fine. They don't have to touch. We're just working on opening up through that left quad. Maybe the right knee pops out to the right side, gazing over your right shoulder. Take a breath here. Slowly releasing that grip. Walk your hands, your foot in between your hands. Start to tuck the left toes, lift the left leg. And on your inhale, pull up, bringing that right foot off the mat without making that sweeping noise. Kick the right foot back. Take your flow. Maybe that leg stays lifted. Maybe not. Your practice. Everything I'm saying is only a suggestion. And on your inhale, left toes lift. Bends the left knee, taking those knee circles here. Just opening up through that hip. On your next inhale, left toes rise. Exhale, step the left foot between hands, gently placing that foot down. On your inhale, lifts you up, crescent lunge. Hips are squared towards the front, arms are lifted. On your exhale, cartwheeling the hands open, warrior two. Check that alignment, making sure that left knee is over your left heel. Reach through both fingertips. Flip the left palm, inhale, reach forward, and exalt it back. Left arm reaches towards the back wall. And exhale, cartwheel the hands down to frame that left foot. Rolling back onto your right toes and then drop the right knee down. Shift the weight back, taking that runner's lunge. Hands can frame that foot. They can be on your shin. I find I need a little bit more of the balance here. Allowing that extension with your inhale, folding a bit deeper with the exhales. And on your next exhale, shift the weight forward. Left hand's gonna come on the inside of that left foot. Again, staying right here in this lizard lunge. Or bend that right foot, bringing it close to your right glute. Left hand is gonna reach back to grab it, or just to reach in the general area. Again, it does not matter if you grab that foot or not. Maybe allow the left knee to open up wide if that feels good to you. If it doesn't, don't do it. Slowly start to release that grip. Walk that left foot in between your hands. Wow. Right leg lifts. Be careful pulling that left leg up. Kick it all the way back, three-legged. Take your flow. Opening the chest up. And meeting in downward facing dog. Inhale, lift both heels. Exhale, bend the knees, gaze forward. Travel to the front. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, coming back into that chair pose just for a second. If you've taken my classes in person, you know I do not like chair pose at all. It's not my favorite. One more breath. And exhale, forward fold. Nice job. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, step or hop back. Take your flow. Opening the chest up. And meeting back in downward facing. On your inhale, right leg rises. Exhale, step it all the way through. Inhale, lifts you up, crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior two. This is where it changes here. On your inhale, straighten through the right leg, turn your hips towards the long edge of your mat, arms reach up overhead. And on your exhale, we're gonna bend into that back left leg, coming into Skandasana, low lunge here. If this is not where you are at, that's fine. You can stay in a higher lunge here. Whatever feels good for you, just work on lifting that chest up. I almost think it's easier to go down lower so I don't have to balance. Up to you. Maybe place that left hand down to open up the right arm. If a bind is in your practice, go for it. If you fall out of it and you use the wall behind you, that's fine too. Slowly releasing that if you took that option. Hands will come back to heart center. Now it's a little weird here. Hands will come to the back corners of your mat. Start to lift your hips up. So you're turning into that crescent lunge, feet with your left leg forward. Then on your inhale, we're gonna kick that left leg all the way back. Bends the knee, opening up the hip, either staying here or flipping your dog. If that sounds good, it was in your practice. Pushing the hips up, opening the chest. And on your exhale, bring that left foot all the way back around. Take your flow. Meeting back in downward facing dog. Take a breath here. And on your inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, step it all the way through. We're still facing towards the back. You got it. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Fingertips are up towards the ceiling. And on your exhale, right heel comes down, landing in that warrior two. Inhale, straighten the left leg, turn your hips towards the right, arms reach up overhead. On your exhale, leaning into that back right leg, Skandasana, on the opposite side. Again, you can be high or low. That right heel can be all the way down. Maybe it's not quite there. Just focusing on it without worrying if it is touching down on the mat. And stay right here, or if opening the arms up sounds good, place that right hand down, left arm rises. If you took that bind on the opposite side, you can do it here. You don't have to. I like to balance things out personally. Doesn't mean that it isn't required. Our bodies are different. Maybe one side works better for you than another. Whenever you are ready, bringing those hands back to heart center. We're gonna bring it up to the front of the mat here. So hands will come on the top two corners, facing back towards the way you started. Into that crescent lunge, staying low. On your inhale, kick that right leg all the way up and back. Bends the left knee, opening up the hip. Maybe flipping your dog if that is in your practice. Letting the chest lift up towards the ceiling. And on your next inhale, right hand will come down. Kick that right leg all the way up and back. And take your flow. Opening the chest up. And meeting in downward facing dog. Taking a moment here to pedal out those feet. Pressing that chest a little bit closer towards your thighs. On your inhale, lift both heels. Exhale, bend the knees, gaze forward. Travel to the front. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. One more like that. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Arms will reach all the way up overhead. On your exhale, cactus out the arms, lifting the chest up. Inhale, arms rise. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, step or hop back. Take your flow. Opening the chest up. And meeting back. Downward facing dog. Pedaling out those feet. On your inhale, right leg rises. It's gonna change here. On your exhale, bring that right knee to your right tricep. Wouldn't be one of my classes without this. Inhale, right leg kicks back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, kick it back. Exhale, over to the left tricep. You are strong, you got this. Inhale, kick it back. And exhale, step it all the way through. Inhale, lifts you up, crescent lunge. Exhale, bring that left heel down, warrior two. Inhale, straighten the right leg, turn the hips to the side. On your exhale, we're gonna come right back into that warrior two. Going through a few flows here. Inhale, lifting the arms up overhead, straighten the leg. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, lifting up, stay here. On your exhale, bend into the back left leg, Skandasana. Going right into it. Inhale, right arm rises, left hand plants. Opening up. Now on your exhale, we're gonna push off that back left leg, landing in a warrior two. Big transition here. Flip that front palm, inhale, right arm reaches towards the back. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down to frame that right foot. Use that low abdominal muscle to lift the right foot up. Inhale, kick it back. It's so much harder than it looks. Take your flow. Opening the chest up. And meeting back in downward facing. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, over to the left tricep, just taking that little tap. Inhale, kicking it back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged. Exhale it over to the right, that's the last one. Inhale, kick it back. Exhale, step it all the way through. On your inhale, arms will reach up overhead, coming into that crescent lunge. Exhale, coming into warrior two. We're gonna take that flow here. Inhale, straight through the left leg. Arms reach up towards the ceiling. Hips turn toward the long edge of the mat. Exhale, back to warrior two. Inhale, reaching, turning to the side. Exhale, two. Last one. Inhale, hold it here. On your exhale, bend into that back right leg. Planting the right hand down, left arm rises. Opening up here on that inhale. And on your exhale, we're gonna push into that warrior two, that big transition here. Up through the right, rebending into the left knee. Flip the front palm, reach forward. Inhale, exalt it back. And exhale, cartwheel the hands down to frame the left foot. Use that core, lift the left foot up. Oh, that made a noise. Inhale, kick that left leg back. Take your flow. And keep that leg lifted or not. And meeting back in downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet. Then allow your knees to drop down onto the mat, sinking down into child's pose. Take a breath here. Recenter for a moment. Maybe your hands walk over to the right side of your mat, crossing the left hand over the right. And coming back to center, over to the left. You can cross that right hand over the left hand. Deep breath here. Coming back into center. We're taking those cupcake fingers once more, swaying a little bit side to side. And releasing those hands down. Start to walk your chest up. Grab a sip of water. I'd say towel off unless you've got a space heater on. Maybe that's not what you're worrying about at the moment. So we're gonna start to flow this out to the beat of the song. So maybe it'll line up with your Spotify. If you never turned it on, that's fine. It's just a continuous movement. We're gonna link up the breath to music to movement. Allows you to get into a little bit of a meditative state. You'll know where we're going next. You can mute me and just continue flowing on your own. It's a little bit of a breather here. So we'll walk through it together the first time, then we'll link it up, just worrying about breath, and then the last round will be completely on your own. I will be quiet for most of it. So be in a downward facing dog whenever you are ready. Finding that beat. This is an inhale. Exhale. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Right leg. Inhale. Step it through. Exhale. Crescent. Inhale. Warrior two. Exhale. Straighten the right leg. Inhale. Skandasana. Exhale. Open it up. Inhale. Warrior two. Exhale. Exalt. Inhale. Chaturanga. Exhale. Upward facing. Downward facing. Left leg. Step it through. Crescent. Warrior two. Straighten the front leg. Skandasana. Left arm rises. Warrior two. Exalt. Chaturanga. Upward facing. Downward facing. Right leg. Step it through. Crescent. Start to memorize this. Warrior two. Straighten. Skandasana. Open it up. Two. Exalt. Chaturanga. Upward facing. Downward facing. Left leg. Step it through. On your breath. Inhale. Exhale. You know where we're going next. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last round is on your own. Right leg. Let that breath guide you. If you mess up, it's fine. You are at home. Left leg. child's pose whenever you are ready. Be taking a breath or two in downward facing dog first. Let those knees come out wide. Or maybe if you've had enough of that, you can bring them together. Hands can come down by your side, palms facing up. Breathing into this. Slowly starting to walk your hands forward, out in front of you, lifting your hips out, tucking your toes, meeting back in downward facing dog just for one last chaturanga together. Rolling forward to a high plank on your inhale. Exhale, lower down half or all the way. Inhale, lifting that chest up, opening up. And exhale, send it back, downward facing dog. Drop your knees down, swing your feet through. We're just gonna nicely roll all the way down onto our backs. Bringing that right knee in with you, holding it in tight. And use that left arm, guide it across your body, taking a supine twist. Gaze can stay up towards the ceiling, maybe it's out towards the right side. That right arm can follow. Being mindful to pull the right shoulder down gently, not forcing anything. Knowing that if you need some extra support, left knee can come underneath the right. Take a breath here. On your next inhale, starting to unwind, swapping the legs out. Right leg comes out long. Inhale the left knee in towards your chest. And exhale, use your right arm to guide it across your body, taking that supine twist. Gaze can come towards the left. That arm can be out or not. Take a deep breath here. On your next inhale, coming back to center. Allowing that left knee to come out long as well before pulling both knees in towards your chest. Maybe swaying a little bit side to side, massaging through that spine. Then starting to lift your head and shoulders up, tucking yourself into the tiniest ball possible. And on your exhale, allow yourself to release, setting yourself up for your final Shavasana pose. To check in with yourself. Notice if anything has shifted for you. Allow yourself to just be here, connecting with your breath. Allowing your next inhale to be a little bit deeper than the last. Gently bringing your thumb to each finger one by one. Wiggling through the toes, rolling through the wrists and ankles as you let your arms drift up overhead, taking a full body good morning or good evening stretch. And on your exhale, pull your knees in towards your chest. Gentle sway side to side. finally resting in the fetal position on either side. Everyone's calling out to you today. Pausing here for one more beat before you start to lift up, just so that you can think and call to mind one thing that you are grateful for today. Big or small is irrelevant. The only thing that matters here is that you pay attention to it, that you acknowledge it, and that you take it with you off of your mat into the rest of your day. Pushing yourself up, come into a seated position. Together we will lift our arms up overhead, bringing in all of this positive energy. And exhaling, bringing your hands to heart center. Slight tuck of the chin. Taking one more deep breath here. And exhaling, releasing it all out. Thank you for taking the time today to come onto your mat, to come to this practice. See you in the next one.